how long will you live? Although we all get older, there are some people who seem to live longer than others. It's something that many of us wonder about and wish we knew the answer to. Arteries contain oxygen-rich blood that nourishes and energizes every part of your body. When plaque builds up inside your arteries, this condition is called atherosclerosis. This can be dangerous because falls are a leading cause of injury and death among the elderly. We might toss and turn for hours at night, unable to get the rest we need, but it turns out that good sleep is essential for living a long life. This is often because we not as active as we used to be, and we also less likely to eat healthy foods. But it turns out that weight gain can be dangerous. That's because carrying around extra weight puts a strain on our bodies. It can lead to all sorts of health problems, including heart disease, stroke, and diabetes. In fact, studies have found that people who are overweight or obese are at increased risk of dying from any cause. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, people who are overweight have a 30 to 40% higher risk of dying from any cause compared to people who are at a healthy weight. The risk is even higher for those who are obese. So if you're concerned about your weight, don't wait to take action. Losing just a small amount of weight can make a big difference in your overall health and longevity. In fact, studies have linked poor sleep to a number of health problems, including heart disease, stroke, and dementia. We need other people to survive. From the time we're born, we depend on our families and friends for love and support. As we get older, our needs change, and we may become more independent, but we still need meaningful relationships in our lives. That's why it's so important to maintain a strong social network as we age. Studies have found that people who have strong social ties are more likely to live longer and healthier lives. In fact, a study published in the journal PLOS Medicine found that people with close social ties had a lower risk of dying prematurely from any cause. The researchers believe that social ties provide us with emotional support, practical help, and a sense of belonging. All of these things are important for our overall health and well-being. So if you're feeling lonely or isolated, reach out to friends or family members, or join a club or group that aligns with your interests. You may also want to volunteer in your community. Not only will you be helping others, but you'll also be meeting new people who share your passion for making a difference. One study published in the journal Current Biology found that those who slept less than 6 hours a night were more likely to die from any cause over a 10-year period. The researchers believe that sleep helps us repair and rejuvenate our bodies, both mentally and physically. So, if you're not getting enough sleep, it could be catching up with you in ways you didn't realize. Make sure to establish a regular sleep schedule and stick to it as much as possible. Avoid using screens before bed and create a relaxing bedtime routine. If you have trouble sleeping, talk to your doctor. There may be an underlying medical condition that needs to be treated first. But did you know that your sense of balance can also tell you how long you have to live? That's right. A study published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that people who had difficulty with balance were more likely to die from any cause over a 5-year period. Specifically, the study found that those who had trouble with tandem stance, which involves standing with one foot in front of the other, were at increased risk. The researchers believe that balance problems may be an early sign of other health issues that can shorten lifespan. So if you're having trouble balancing, don't ignore it. It could be a sign that you need to make some lifestyle changes or get medical attention. Plaque is made up of fat, cholesterol, calcium, and other substances in the blood. As plaque builds up, it narrows your arteries and makes it harder for blood to flow through them. That's because it takes into account several factors, including muscle mass, bone density, and circulation. All of these things are important for maintaining good health as we age. In fact, Studies have found that those with a weak grip are at increased risk for a number of health problems, including heart disease, stroke, and dementia. One study published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine found that grip strength was a strong predictor of all-cause mortality. Specifically, the study found that those with the weakest grips were 64% more likely to die during the study period than those with the strongest grips. So if you're concerned about your grip strength, don't worry. There are things you can do to improve it. Start by doing some hand exercises. There are many different types of exercises you can do to strengthen your hands. You can find them online or in books about hand exercises. You can also use weights to strengthen your hands. Start with light weights and gradually increase the amount of weight you use as your hands get stronger. If you have arthritis or other hand problems, talk to your doctor before starting any new exercises. This means that the organs that receive blood from these arteries aren't getting enough blood and oxygen. And when this happens, they have to work harder to get their work done. For example, if the brain isn't getting enough blood, it may not be able to think as clearly as it used to. If the heart doesn't get enough blood, it has to work harder to pump blood around the body. Over time, this extra effort can make the heart muscle thicker and stiffer. Atherosclerosis is a major cause of death in the United States. About 610,000 people die each year from diseases caused by atherosclerosis. These diseases include coronary artery disease, heart attack, and stroke. So if you want to live a long life, take good care of your arteries. Eat healthy foods, exercise regularly, and don't smoke. Some elderly people can easily reach over 80 years or even 90 years old. There are many factors that influence how long a person can live. Lifestyle plays a major role, but other things, such as genetics, also play a role. Here are 7 signs that predict how long you'll live after 70, scientifically proven. Let's dive in. 1. The condition of your arteries. Your arteries are blood vessels that carry blood away from your heart to the rest of your body. 2. Your sense of smell. Our sense of smell is closely related to our sense of taste. In fact, much of what we call taste is actually smell. When we eat, food particles travel from our mouths to our noses. There they meet tiny hair-like sensors that detect chemicals in the food. These sensors send messages to the brain, which interprets them as smells. If you've ever had a cold or allergies, you know how much your sense of smell and taste can be affected. Everything seems bland and boring without that special flavor that comes from smelling your food. But did you know that your sense of smell can tell you more than just what you're re-eating? Some studies have shown that people who have lost their sense of smell may be at increased risk for a number of health problems, including dementia and Alzheimer's disease. In one study, researchers found that people who were better at identifying odors were less likely to develop dementia over a period of 6 years. Another study found that those with a poor sense of smell were more likely to die from any cause during a 5-year follow-up period. So if you notice that your sense of smell isn't what it used to be, see your doctor. It could be an early sign of a more serious problem. 3. Your ability to balance. As we get older, our sense of balance can get worse. 4. How well you sleep. As we get older, many of us start to have trouble sleeping. 5. The strength of your grip. The strength of your grip is a good indicator of overall health. 6. Your waist size. As we get older, many of us start to gain weight. 7. The size of your social circle. It's no secret that humans are social creatures. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. See you next time.